You know what's funny, interviewing many politicians and people like that over the years, you realise how starstruck they really are. And very quickly, they love the fact that they're on television, they're suddenly being made up, they're made to feel like a superstar, particularly when if they go into an interview scenario, as sometimes I do with various politicians, they get their name up in lights, say in an illuminated LED screen behind them. They can't quite believe it, A few years ago in a normal job, now you're being asked about the state of the world and how is it going to be. This, many people suggest, is the problem now for the current sitting British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. I met him on a number of occasions and a very strange guy indeed, literally, some might suggest, lacking in any credible personality. And that's not a political statement, but if you ask him a question, literally, if he hasn't written down, he can't really answer it. Maybe a good lawyer, who knows? Maybe that's one of the better facets of him. But clearly he's bitten by the showbiz bug very, very quickly. And this truly was an idea that, well, as we've now seen engulf him over the last few days, well and truly backfired. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you today in the very heart of London and on a beautiful autumnal day. Hope you're all keeping well, and as ever, thank you as I often say, I know, but for supporting me. I genuinely mean it. And thank you for your lovely comments regarding my recent video about Queen Victoria. I do like finding out more and more about sort of elder royals, because as I often say, it's all sort of been done, but in a sometimes better way. And I think the thing that I've learned, meeting people, curators and working with the Royal Collection Trust and stuff like that is really, the royals had a lot more power than we now know in our era. You forget, I don't mean Henry VIII and stuff like that, but just even in latter times, it seemed to sort of unravel more or less after the Second World War. Love to know what you think. Yes. Back as ever to your story of the day. This woman's creating havoc. Yes, he can't shake it off with this, can he? Sir Keir Starmer, well, went to see this pop icon not once but twice. Free tickets, had to pay them back. Absolute shambles. Literally, the guy is falling apart. Let me tell you, at Prime Minister's Question Times yet again this week, he referred to the former British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister. Clearly the guy can't even remember he's in the job or what the job is. It's just a farce, isn't it? But now what I can tell you, as ever, we have to say allegedly, but from behind the scenes, is that Keir Starmer had a bigger fish to fry when he met Taylor Swift alongside his wife. You see, guess what? They wanted to appeal to the Gen Z world. Now I don't understand this because Taylor Swift is in her 30s. She's far removed from the Gen Z world. The bottom line is you have to be a lot younger than that. Very talented lady, I think, very beautiful, and seemingly a nice lady too, looks after the staff. Take note, Meghan. But the bottom line is this, that apparently Sir Keir Starmer had it in his very big sort of head that he was, well, could he possibly introduce Taylor Swift on stage? I mean, would she, could she? How would she feel about that? He couldn't exactly directly ask himself, but he let his minions do this. And of course, that was met with a very swift rebuttal of no. Wouldn't really work. It's not that type of show. Very much, how can we put this nicely? A nice letdown. Of course, what was fed back to Sir Keir Starmer to stop his very thin ego falling apart was, oh, she'd love to, but then that would mean she'd have to ask every sort of prime minister around the world to do the same thing. Could start something she couldn't stop, but but absolutely delighted, that sort of stuff. So you can just see exactly how much of a fangirl, as the kids say, Sir Keir Starmer was meeting Taylor Swift. And even after the event, he still said, well, at least we've been here and we could say we've met her. You're running the country. Is this the biggest thing on your mind, truly? Do let me know what you think to this story in the comments below. It literally, well, beggars belief, as we say, doesn't it? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.